Okay, after not messing with my 3D printers because they all seem to have issues, I got back into it. The Prusa here, the expensive one. Um, I ordered the smooth PEI sheet. I had the textured one and I could not get PLA to stick. This was a calibration cube. You can see on the bottom, the first layer, well, maybe you can see on the bottom, the first layer gave up. It started warping, and then the entire print job started to fail. I looked online and saw posts that quite a few people were having problems with the textured sheet and getting PLA to stick. So I ordered one of the smooth sheets. I redid the first layer calibration. I think I'm still a little bit high, but it seems to be printing really good. Looks like there's a little artifact on the front of this. I think it's some extra filament from the extruder. I don't think that's a real, I think it shows up horizontal line through the middle of the X. I think that'll just come off. I think that's some stuff from the leftover from the extruder. Over here, my Tevo. This is the one I got a real good deal on Craigslist. I had it up and going and had printed a calibration cube, and it was pretty good. But my plan for this was not to leave it stock, so here's the ridiculous bit over here. I've got a small fan going, a metal weight holding the pressure switch down because this is actually a heating unit, and it's made so that if it falls over, spring-loaded pressure sensor disengages and it turns off so it doesn't burn your house down. So I've got it upside down, blowing just straight air from the room and with no heat into the box here. And the reason I did that is because I changed the stepper driver motors for XYZ and the extruder. Just following guides online. There's a nice video online of changing to the different steppers, which I would say what they are right now, but I'd probably get it wrong. I think they're 2280s for XYZ, and I forget the one for the extruder. Anyway, they create more heat than the stock ones, so I need to print a different case or get one with a different fan setup. I mean, this stock one has vents on one side and a 50mm fan on the other, and that's it. So right now I'm pumping some more cold air, hopefully enough in there just to get it to print this cube without missing some steps. This one is actually quieter than my Prusa, which is shocking. These stepper motors are brilliant. The loudest thing on this is the fan. So I'm really happy with how this is going so far. I also have an E3D V6 hot end I was going to swap over with the Pets Fang setup. Rinky-dink spool filament here. The one I printed goes on the control box because I didn't want to put weight on the gantry. Unfortunately, with the control box lifted up to try and get some more air in there, I can't use it, so I'm just using some leftover filament on a small spool. I'm just trying to manually unroll it enough that this thing prints fairly quick print, so it should be okay. So yeah, back over to the Prusa. Main problem is the vibration. If I tap right here on the bed, you can hear it, and then as it prints you can hear it. And this printer is supposed to be really quiet, and it's not. There's the vibration. And I don't know if it's from the bearings on the y-axis here, or if I've got something not tightened down enough, or what it is. But the first thing I'm trying to do is get my first successful print, other than, I guess you could say, this Prusa logo. Actually did print flat and stick. I'm not extremely happy with the surface layer, but I couldn't get anything to stick and I was getting frustrated. And here we go, now I've printed my first thing. Yeah, my Z height's a little bit high. I can go down because that just popped right off. But it's stuck to the bed. I'll get calipers out and measure it. I'll figure out what this horizontal line here is on the X. Like I said, I think that's just some built up stuff that might have been on the nozzle. And hopefully I'll have those two printers going. The other one is here. Trusty Robo R1 Plus. Perfect working condition. Prints everything just great. Spray hairspray on the glass bed or put some glue stick and PLA sticks. Perfect and never warps. And replacing it with the fancy Prusa and having teething problems with the Prusa. And then found this cheap one on Craigslist, and it's actually turning out to be fairly accurate and very quiet. And at this point, I think it's possibly working a little bit better than the Prusa, which is kind of disappointing after the money I spent on the Prusa. But just make a little video of some of the fun I've been having with 3D printers over the past week or so, I guess. I swapped the stepper motors over. I don't know if you can see back here. I put some different types of plastic cabling. This is what comes with it. This really hard corrugated stuff that makes obnoxious sounds if it glides over a surface. Then I put this stuff that you can get on Amazon. I forget what it's called, but it's just look up cable wire wrap and you'll find it. It's open, slit all the way down it, just like the other one, but this one kind of curls in on itself to hold the wires in there, and it's fairly smooth. This one I zip tied around the connector, goes to the bed heater. These ones I've got just tucked into the grommet. They go just a little bit into the control box. Sorry about that. Just go into the control box a little bit. So yeah, I put the stepper motors in. That was the mechanical end of it. Adjust the voltage for the new stepper motor drivers. I think I said stepper motors there. I meant stepper motor drivers. Then once the voltages were right, came over here and realized that I couldn't find a very good extra cooling setup online. So searching around, all I find is people say they need more cooling, but there's only a couple designs that were out there that I could find to print that provided more cooling. One of them goes inside the box with an additional fan that blows in a kind of a duct that goes over the drivers. The space in there looks really cramped. I wasn't sure if that was a good solution or not. Then I found somebody who did a different control box, and that's what I'm going to try. It actually uses the bottom piece of the control box, the bottom metal part, and the back plane that has all the connectors for the wires, and it replaces the top part and has a grill on the top. You can choose between, it's hinged, you can choose between one that has an 80 millimeter fan opening or they're either 40 or 50 millimeter fan openings. So I've got a Noctua 12 volt 80 millimeter fan, so good airflow, really quiet. Of course, the issue with that is it's a 12 volt fan, and the Tevo is a 24 volt printer. So I've got some buck converters coming, and they will cut the 24 volt down. So I'll adjust them to output 12 volts and power that 80 millimeter fan in the top, but I'm caught in a catch-22. As I was saying, these things need to cool, new stepper motor drivers. So how can I print the box to add the extra cooling fan if it's going to get too hot without the extra cooling? So this is not really a good solution. I can feel air coming through there, but it's not a heck of a lot. But I guess it's what I'll do temporary. I don't know if I'll do it to print the entire top box. That might be enough printing that it won't be able to cool things enough. Not sure. Both of my other printers, the Robo 3D and the Prusa, are about the same print area, and it's too small to print that box. So yeah, that's gonna be a slight issue. But I'll figure it out eventually.